Wonderful meeting. I had intended to speak, but when I came here and I listened to the speeches, I just felt that all I need to do is to adopt all speeches rendered here today. You know, many years ago, I think 2012 or thereabout, I was made Man of the Year in a silver belt, and I went to Lagos, and then something happened where I was sitting. They showed a film from BBC of a young boy with kwashiorkor, and they said this was from the Nigerian Civil War. I looked at the child, and suddenly I realized the child had my big head. I don't know how the organizers were able to find the way I looked during the Civil War. And they brought it and they showed it to me. I tapped my wife. I said, "Look at your husband." And she said, "Tufiakwa." I said, "No, that was me." That was the plight of the people of the Southeast and South. Then I turned to I won't mention, One Excellency and the wife sitting next to me, and they said that was fantastic acting, that it was Nollywood. So I got angry. When I got to the stage, I dropped my speech. Then I asked a question to all the gladiators of the Civil War at that time. They were all there. General Goran was there, General Tuwai Daniel was there, General Obasanjo, then our late brother, the Black Scorpion, was there, General Buhari, all of them were there. So I heard after the war we had the 3 R's: rehabilitation, or let's say reconciliation, rehabilitation, and reconstruction. The other two, or the first one, maybe reconciliation, happened in Eastern region, that is South, Southeast. But reconstruction did not start from here. So we never had anything. The region remained isolate. And our people started protesting that when we came back from the war, there was no hospital, there was no money, all the bank accounts were seized, properties are gone. The rest of Nigeria went to school. The rest of Nigeria received scholarships. The rest of Nigeria continued there to progress. What am I saying? Our youth kept agitating, and all the governments after government answered. The simple thing was that plans were in the pipeline to sort out the problems of Niger Delta. After decades of waiting, the youth decided to break the pipelines to bring out the plans. And so you heard about the Niger Delta imbroglio. President Yar'Adua came and settled the issue. And today, Niger Delta region is peaceful. I like to start from the speech by the president of Ijaw Youth Council, Jonathan Akpabio. He said he took a look at the demands of the current protesters, those wishing to protest, and there was nothing inside that talked about the Niger Delta region. The East-West Road was not there. Calabar into Odukwane Road that nobody can pass was not there. The construction of the 13 kilometers between Ogoni all the way down to Calabar to end at Hawkins was not there. That was a contract given a long time before I even became a minister. Then you take a look, even Yerekwa, coming all the way to Port Harcourt was not there. From Efurum close to Warren, right down here, we have no road. The Niger Delta is bedecked by problems even on the waterways. We do not have transportation. We don't have enough jetties. We have not been able to address environmental decay and the disgust that you feel when you go and see what is happening from Ogoniland all the way down to other areas. Environmental degradation caused by oil exploitation and oil exploration. Nobody sees that outside Niger Delta as a problem. You are on a daily basis breathing air that is full of acid, polluted air. What happened in Bayelsa? With so much gas into the atmosphere, many people are suffering from cancer. Cancer of the throat till today. That was not part of the agenda of those proposing the protest. Ogoni cleanup was not part of this protest. So I was happy when I started seeing Niger Delta youth, Southeast youth, speaking out that in this particular protest, since you have gone as far as including change of government, our hands are not there. We will not go out and protest. The 9 states of Niger Delta region have resolved collectively that they will not be part of this so-called proposed anarchy that people call protest. If I'm speaking your mind, those in support say aye, and those again say nay. The aye is happy. So here we are. We will go about our normal businesses, but we should not take it for granted that some who live amongst us will not try to use the situation to foment trouble, to loot people's shops. Up till today, the president of Kenya, Ruto, is still crying. If I watched him yesterday, asking his people, do you want me to resign? What do you want me to do to stop this anarchy? Nigerians are very ingenious. Sometimes we are copycats. Somebody has seen what happened in Kenya and wants to bring the same here. Even when there was a levy that was imposed by the National Assembly recently, a man who feels the pains of Nigerians have killed us. Nigeria was living on life support before this administration came. And for Niger Delta people, particularly the South military position, that was led Senate President Joe Wires. 45 years after, now your son has been considered as Senate President. Is this a time for a strike? No. Is this a time for protest? No. We are now on the table. So I can answer somebody who spoke here about the Calabar, Lagos or Lagos-Calabar coastal road. I made a plea in Lagos at the launching that it should also be started in the south-south so that we can join up in the middle, and the president approved that. You were there. So it's commencing from south-south. This September, I will be there to join the president to flag off the construction of the coastal road from south-south. That will now go and join up. The president is doing a lot. Even the road that starts from Badagry all the way to Sokoto has about 34 dams and can change the agricultural fortunes of Nigeria. As a young student, I withdrew from the university twice because I did not have money to feed. I didn't have money to pay school fees. But today, we now have students' loans. Even the provision there is to the fact that if you do not have a job within 5 years, then you don't have to pay the loan. So Nigerian students, Nigerian youth, you couldn't have had a better president. You couldn't have had a better time. But people are there attempting to use the current situation of hunger. In 10 years, the whole of North Central, Borno, Northeast, and others. Nobody entered the farm. And under the last administration, it was extended to the Northwest, where bandits were killing people from Zamfara. Those who are doing mining, nobody could enter the farm. What do you think was going to be the result? Food insecurity. And what has this president done? He has lifted all restrictions on import of food. Every food that comes into Nigeria now is protected, no import duties, so that people can eat. And then Niger Delta Development Commission, I had to take over the road between Ibno and Eke that Niger Delta NDDC messed up for 13 years. As a governor, I took over the road. And out of anger, I started dualizing it with 4 bridges and go there now. It's a fantastic passage and thoroughfare. Niger Delta NDDC was not known for anything good. Almost everybody in the villa and in Abuja had one IPC or the other to be paid in Niger Delta, not Niger Delta people. So I want to tell Sam Oboku and your team that now you are going to spend Niger Delta money on Niger Delta and Niger Delta people, and not the other way around. We commissioned Okitikupa in Ondo State substation, started by NDDC 14 years ago. And what happened? The people of 5 local governments in Ondo State had no light for 14 years before you became the managing director. You commissioned the bridge that links Ibno all the way to East Nopolo and then to the East-West Road. I'm like you, a transformer. When I became a minister of Niger Delta, I moved the headquarters from Aba Road down to the present site that was started by Chief A.K. Hosfor in 1994. Within 2 years, I finished the 13-story building that you are now enjoying. Yes, very uncommon. And there's something you need to know. You will be surprised that even the headquarters of NDDC on Aba Road was not connected to the national grid. Every month, you will see all sort of, I'm not against women, no. You will see all sort of young fine girls coming for small paper, 300 million, 400 million to supply diesel. And the MD will smile and see them off to the lift. So the total amount spent on diesel alone ran into billions in a year. But it would have taken about 26 million or under 200 million to connect that building to the national grid. It was not done in 21 years. Well, before we left there, I made sure it was connected to the national grid. Where our leader, Chief A.K. Hosfor or Chief E.K. Clark comes from, the whole of that area, the roads were given out over 17 years, not done. We used pavement. I completed 11 kilometers of concentric roads around his area. You have school hotels spread across Niger Delta. One of them was Aruyo. When we completed it, about 2,200 students moved in. So you have a job to do for Niger Delta. Don't be tired of seeing me. Last month, you called us to stakeholders meeting. I came. This time, you said, come for interactive session for us to launch a scheme to empower unemployed youth of Niger Delta. Less than 1 month, I am here. If you call me in August for another progressive venture, I will be there. I'll be there. I will abandon everything in Abuja because for the first time I've seen an administration in NDDC that is not fighting itself, that is not giving loan to directors, and then doing the job that the people would have done, sharing the job among themselves. In fact, the legal advisor that read the community here is a Niger Delta. I'm sure you know that for over 22 years, whoever was in charge of legal was from KB State or somewhere else. Yes, I'm not against Nigeria. I'm very much for Nigeria. I'm a Nigerian. I'm a number 3 citizen in Nigeria. But I'm a Niger Delta first. I'm from this region first. And it used to sadden me. You have to be angry. You have to be angry over the situation that we have found ourselves. No road, even on land or on water. In Bayelsa, you need to do a lot of land reclamation in order to give the people a place to live. When Cameroon opens his tap, the dam, it sweeps away many villages in Bayelsa and they die. Is that not enough for us to protest? But nobody has protested. Even if you protest, nobody will join you. So what is this protest about? I saw a young boy from Ekiti State jumping on television. And I just said, well, I'm not against any other state, but I'm only saying that the resources for the protest will come from Niger Delta. Am I right? And this time we will not join them. We will protect our resources. It will take over a decade to repair the damage done in Kenya. Nigeria cannot go the same way. And also when we have a president who is not really a listening president, but who is very intelligent. In fact, when he was governor of Lagos State, he had less than 600 million a month as internal generated revenue. The policies he put in place today, Lagos gets over 60 billion a month as internal generated revenue. Give him a chance, be patient. And some people said, how long? I said, even if you have to take as long as it took you to make Nigeria to get to this point. So my people in Niger Delta region, mine is to thank you for the speeches I heard here. I want to thank my sister, Angel Brace. I want to say happy birthday to you. I think yesterday was your birthday. You can see that happy birthday. You can see I'm still following up. That means we are still working together. So, my dear MD, we are setting up today what you call CIC. That is Community Implementation Committee, to look at all the things that the stakeholders decided upon. The CIC will amplify our voices and our concerns and will address most of the issues of the region and will take the communique to the president. The Niger Delta youth are torchbearers of the future and they hold immense potential. In recognition of the efforts and the peaceful nature of our youth, the NDDC has devised a youth internship scheme with the provision of a monthly stipend of 50,000 naira per youth that does not have a job. And he said it is starting immediately. And we are starting with about 10,000 youths. I must say, the management of NDDC, this is a stroke of a genius. It is an investment in the right direction. A dream come true for our people. We will support you through nothing but budgeting. By the way, I'm not supposed to say it here. NDDC was not getting its fair share from the federal government. I hope you know that. But of course, you know, under me, as the Senate President, we have gone to 1 or 2 places, and your fair share shall be given to you. In fact, they told me that I should not come back to Abuja without a letter of demand from you. Whatever the federal government was owing us, they will give all to you. It's not only a function of saying, of course, the budget of NDC never got to 900 billion, but today the budget is 1.9 trillion. What does that mean? It means this is not the time to protest. This is the time for you to see the dividends of democracy. The president has also done something great. He has looked at the plight of other regions ravaged by insecurity. So the National Assembly has passed the Northwest Development Commission. He has signed that into an act of parliament. So we now have a Northwest Development Commission. We now have also something that should have been done after the Civil War. We now have a Southeast Development Commission. We did it in the National Assembly, and the president immediately signed and said, yes, that region requires serious attention. So I met one of the governors, and he told me categorically that there will be no single protest in the whole of Southeast. So even the states of Southeast that are part of Niger Delta, Abia, Imo, have all resolved that there will be no protest in their domains. And the other parts, the Enugu and others, have also resolved that for even that gesture of recognizing the need to turn the Southeast into a special development area, that they will not protest. They will not protest. This is not the time for protest. So actions are being taken by the government to do everything possible to meet the needs of the people, because we recognize the difficult times. So as a Senate President, I want to appeal to all Nigerian youths to give this administration an opportunity for most of the policies to mature. And even the one that should have pleaded with you, when somebody said, if you impregnate a child, and the child will not deliver the same day. But I believe you, the deputy speaker said so, but if you impregnate a woman, that the woman will not deliver the same day, but I know that she will be pregnant the same day if you impregnate her. Is somebody listening to me? But it will take her about 9 months for the child to come. So the whispers of our nation is already receiving attention. The economic challenges are known by the president, because all of us feel the impact of what is happening now. But we are aware that it will be for a short while. The specific issues faced by the Niger Delta must be contained in that communique, because we are going to make it available to Mr. President. The ones that need legislation will come to us. The ones that need intervention will go to NDDC. The ones that need more money will go to the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I assure you that those issues will be addressed. MD, I want to thank you for what you said. You said, we are not interested in regime change. Let us own this government. Those who want to protest can protest, but let us be there eating. Am I right? I must thank Niger Delta. So, in conclusion, we acknowledge the fact that the impact of oil and gas activities in our region has done immeasurable damage to our people. It reshaped our life, it reshaped our economy, it reshaped our environment. So we must expedite action to address those concomitant socio-economic issues that have arisen as a consequence. Be rest assured that the Tinubu administration will release the necessary funds for critical projects in the Niger Delta region, and will ensure that the needs of our people and our dreams are realized. Let me take a moment again to the youth internship scheme. No weapon fashioned against this microphone shall prosper. You see, the protesters have already started, because they know Niger Delta has pulled out, so they have already started protesting. For me, in conclusion, I see a nation under President Tinubu adorned with vibrant colors, a tapestry woven with threads of unity, resilience, and determination. For Niger Delta, I see a people like the mighty Baba tree, standing tall and unyielding, rooted in the rich oil of her heritage, reaching towards the heavens with faith, reminding us of the boundless opportunities that lie ahead of us. I see the sun breaking through the stormy clouds, casting its radiant rays upon our nation, Nigeria. I see the Almighty God illuminating the path of progress beckoning on us to rise above the darkness that seems to pervade the nation today. I see a flame in the hearts and minds of our people that refuse to be extinguished, burning with unquenchable passion, igniting the spirit of innovation and enterprise. Despite the challenges and threats, I see Nigerians like eagles soaring high above the mountains, spreading their wings, defying gravity, and soaring in the limitless sky of dreams. I see our beloved nation, a beacon of peace and stability. Nigeria shall and will never be like Kenya, radiating its light across the African continent. I resolve to overcome our adversity, serving as inspiration to nations in West Africa, far and wide. So in the face of today's despair, the Niger Delta Development Commission have provided succor to the first set of 10,000 children with a sum of 50,000 naira per month in order to cushion the effect of the hardship. And it is my singular privilege to now formally launch the NDDC Youth Internship Scheme. In now God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. So we can see